Well, the last time I was with all of you and we were in deep presence and communication, you were leaving and left off on your white horses at the door of the mystery school after giving birth to your own energetic and divine avatar self. And so you are there at this point, standing on a threshold, about to step over into something new, something magnificent, something beautiful and wonderful that will move very rapidly with great speed and electricity, moving at a very fast pace. And so we are guiding you from where it is that we are in the angelic realm and the galactic realm and the beautiful goddesses and primordial beings of light to embrace, to hold you, and to welcome you into this space so that you are prepared to take this extraordinary journey that all of you will be on for several years to come as you come into and fully embody and become the living temple, the living light of your avatar self. All right, good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year, and welcome to 2026. I'm so delighted to be here with everybody this morning, gathering in love and community and unity and sweetness. I have had the last 2 weeks, I haven't channeled since the winter solstice. I've been just bathing and resting and family celebrations and connection and sweetness, and ready to be here to support and love and serve all of you to the best of my capacity. If you don't know me, my name is Kelly. I channel the Archangel Raphael, and I've been doing that since I was 21. And as you can see, I'm not 21 anymore. So a very long time indeed. Today I will bring in Archangel Raphael and any other beautiful beings of light that would like to come in and join us in this connection together today. And for those of you who are live with us on Zoom right now, some of you are listening to this on YouTube. Welcome to all of you. Those of you in our community, which is free to join, who are here, many of you have your hands raised, and you're going to have an opportunity to directly ask Archangel Raphael a question. I just want to remind you that those questions are to be global, universal. It is only one question, no follow-up questions. We're not asking if you're getting a new job or about your brother-in-law. They're not personal questions. They are for the collective. And we will also today be tapping into the themes, the frequencies, the vibration of 2026, and energetically what we can expect coming up as we usher in this beautiful new year. So with that, my amazing son, as you all many know, Casey, will be hosting today and asking the questions. He will unmute you, and you'll be able to open up your microphone and ask your one question, and then you will be muted. So once you've asked it, it'll come to completion, and Raphael will answer. I think that's all of the details for today's call. The Death Light Code begins on January 19th, so not long from now. And I think it's has an early registration special price that ends, I believe, tomorrow. So if you're feeling called to be in that Death Light Code with us, please join us. And I think that's all for now, right, Casey? Is there anything I'm missing?
No, that's all. Let's do this thing.
Sounds good. All right. Lucky. Mm. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I am very happy to have the opportunity to connect with all of you and to move my energy through this vessel as she has been taking a rest, and I am missing all of you and her vibration and frequency as well. And I'm very happy, along with many other beings of light, of collective frequencies of love, to be here today and to support you and whatever it is that you are wanting to talk about. And so, hello.
Hello. Hi, Raphael.
Hello, hello.
So, as you know, here in our realm, we just had our Happy New Year. We're entering into 2026. And I think a lot of people would be curious to hear your perspective on what 2026 might have in store for humanity.
Well, the last time I was with all of you and we were in deep presence and communication, you were leaving and left off on your white horses at the door of the mystery school after giving birth to your own energetic and divine avatar self. And so you are there at this point, standing on a threshold, about to step over into something new, something magnificent, something beautiful and wonderful that will move very rapidly with great speed and electricity, moving at a very fast pace. And so we are guiding you from where it is that we are in the angelic realm and the galactic realm and the beautiful goddesses and primordial beings of light to embrace, to hold you, and to welcome you into this space so that you are prepared to take this extraordinary journey that all of you will be on for several years to come as you come into and fully embody and become the living temple, the living light of your avatar self, carrying the energetic frequency, the qualities, and the vibrations that are fully actualized within your energetic and emotional field, so that you are not only in concept with the idea of the avatar in which you are, but you are a fully actualized avatar. And so you may be wondering, as you are stepping over this threshold at this time and we're left on your horse, entering into the year of the horse in many traditions, in the recognition of this unfolding and this process now, that before you are able to ride that horse and to merge and to come into union with its raw and powerful and wild spirit, anything within your energetic field that could spook the horse, that is not in alignment with it, or that could cause it to jolt in a certain way, or feel a sudden movement, or be incoherent in its vibration or direction of where it is that is going, needs to come back into coherence and balance before coming up onto, before merging, before coming into union and riding that horse through this year into the spaces in which we'll be moving at a rapid pace. And so energetically, we have guided you through the codes to go through the death portal. And this is nothing to be afraid of, but it is the death of your anxiety, of your depression, of your old patterns, of your uncertainty, of rapid movements, of lack of discipline, of old vibrations, of the old way of being, the death of the old world that is collapsing in front of you. And so 2026 will be a lot of death, and that is why we begin with that. But it is not the death in a way that is perceived in a negative way. It is a transformation, a transmutation, a rebirthing as you are moving into higher vibrations, into higher dimensions, where the idea of time and space as you have known it to be begins to fall away and collapse, and old paradigms and structures and forms that have been deeply familiar within your own energetic body, within the health of your body, within the emotions of your body, within that of the collective consciousness, within the structures around your planet, and with the cycles themselves closing as the aperture fully comes to completion and is sealed behind you. As you come onto the horse and you begin to ride it. But before that, there must be preparation as this wild spirit of this beautiful horse approaches you. If it is, you are not in attunement with it, if you are not prepared and it feels your emotion that is carrying old energies from a dimension in a world of the past, the one in which you have known to date, and you get on unprepared to this horse that moves in a rapid speed, in a quickening of its vibration like lightning on a beach, through the sand, looking out into the horizon of the beautiful water, unprepared to move and to fly with it into the approaching sunset, you will find yourself destabilized. You will find yourself afraid, and the horse could even begin to rise up, and you could fall off it and have a difficult time. And so there needs to be a time of cultivation, a time of preparation, and that energy happens between now and about the time of the resurrection light cone, the vibration as you're moving into the April energy, where everything for the rest of the year will shift and change. But you have this period of time here to cultivate discipline, to cultivate connection, relationship, coherence, balance, groundedness, connected to nature, so that when you come onto the horse after receiving the instructions and the information that is coming in from the great avatars that are appearing at this time to support you to fully embody your own avatar self, you are prepared to move with clarity, with strength, with certainty, with freedom, with authenticity, and a very, very fast pace toward that in which is unfolding for you in alignment with that flow frequency of magic and love. But in the wake behind you, as if you are riding the horse, you will have a rear view mirror, and you will look behind, and behind you, depending upon the speed in which you are moving in coherence with the horse in which you are on, you will notice the collapse of much behind you, as if destruction, yes, is occurring in the year, but it is one in which you see in your rear view mirror, and you are, for some, just a step ahead of it, and others leap years in front, in which it will not even come into your conscious awareness that it is occurring, for your vibration will have entered into a sphere of energy that is deeply protective, in which you are flowing and moving as the rider and the horse come into union through this vibration of flow frequency, in which the time and the energies in which you have been accustomed to begin to dissolve as you move into the presence. For the rapid speed of this horse and this year will force you to come into stillness and into presence, for there will not be time to cultivate the ruminating of the past or the worrying of the future, because things will be moving at such a quickening that you will need to come into the sense of presence. However, if you are unable to cultivate this relationship through the stillness, for the relationship with the horse comes in a place of quietness, the unspoken word, telepathic communication, in which your emotion in your heart comes into alignment with compassion. And as there is a mutual understanding, a mutual connection with the raw, wild spirit of the horse, it comes back into alignment, and it begins to trust you when you have clarity, when you have direction, when you show up, when you have discipline, when you foster devotion to it, it begins to trust you. And when it fully trusts you and you trust it, then you can move into surrender. Then you can let go. Then you can ride it into the horizon through the rest of the year, cultivating and perceiving that in which you are moving through at a rapid pace with beauty and love and magic magic. And so it is a year of cultivation, of creation, of passion, and many dreams coming into fruition, things in which you have worked on for many lifetimes coming into the fullness of their embodiment in which you ride through. But that preparation piece, that beginning part, of coming into an understanding with yourself, with the horse that you're riding, with your human body, with the discipline, with the devotion to the direction, with certainty as to where you're going, as you unzip and let go of, as you step out of the old aspects of self, so that they simply are, oh, you have awareness of them, but they are in the mirror behind you.
Thank you, Raphael. And so, in this process of moving past these old aspects and these patterns, some of these patterns have been deeply ingrained in some of us for our entire lives. And we've tried to let go of them again and again and again and again. What is going to make this moment in time different than all of the other times that people might have tried to let go of old patterns, tried to be more disciplined, etc.?
Well, it requires a devotion and dedication, of course, but you are being deeply supported by the universe in a way in which you have not been before, because it is of the best interest for collectively, from a galactic standpoint, from an angelic standpoint, from a universal standpoint, that the human collective makes this leap in consciousness. It is deeply imperative also for Mother Earth and for her to be able to evolve and to ascend along with you. And so the support that you will be receiving from the beings that are present in a way in which have not been able to be fully perceived to date in this way is so strong. And so when you make a conscious decision to align with them, also in alignment with that in which you at this time are choosing with clarity and deep authenticity within the energetic aspect of your soul to guide you forward, you have the wind at your back in a sense, and you have this strong horse with this beautiful raw energy, with this spirit that is wild and free and prepared to take you forward, where before you were letting go and you were doing this, but it could have been difficult in that you were more in the trudges, or it was a lot slower. But as you're moving into this year and you're stepping through this death portal in a sense, although we understand that word might frighten some of you, it is truly a rebirth in which you get up onto this horse and it takes you to move through things that may have taken not just this lifetime to release in patterns, but many lifetimes, over and over, the cycles of death and birth over and over again, in which you take that first breath as you have as you gave birth energetically to the avatar self. And it is the space in between that first breath and the death of the last breath that you have at the time of your deathbed. And that space in between then repeats itself as there is an interim in between until you are coming back into form and you are incarnated again and another breath comes in. And so the accumulation of those breaths are also mirroring the vibration of the contractions that take place at the time of birth itself. And so that now you have moved through this cycle and you have entered into and moved literally through that birth canal as we did on the winter solstice. And you have found yourself here in a new realm. It is a willingness to recognize and to see from your perspective, utilizing your senses, where it is that you have landed and where you are. As the rider of the energy of the raw frequency comes toward you and you come into relationship. So what is different about it than what has been in the past is the momentum, is the speed, is the wind at your back, is the support, is the horse itself carrying you forward. And so it is an opportunity that in the choice that you always have to choose to align with its energy or not. But if you do choose to consciously do the work and do choose consciously to align with the vibration, it will carry you very rapidly into other ways of being. As you may remember during the winter solstice, as you were going through the birthing process and the eggs were coming into fruition, that the veil did not shut, it did not close, the door was not closed behind you as it has in the past at the time of birth. And so the teachings, the memories, the wisdom, the understanding is carried through with you. And from that, you can take all of that energy and begin to energetically feel the patterns on your body. And as we will work together and tune in, you will notice where they are in your field, why you have been carrying them for lifetimes, with the conscious decision to open them, to step out of them, to step over the threshold, to move through the death portal, and to come into full alignment, merging unity with this wild, raw energy that you are cultivating now to carry you forward for the next 4 to 5 years as you enter into a completely new way of being. For the world in which you know now, in this now moment, in your understanding of linear time, in 4 to 5 years, at the completion of the work that we will be doing in the pocket of our work as a community, and all over your planet, and all of those doing work in other ways, you will recognize that those spheres of energy that have completed the codes necessary to fully embody their light body will begin to intermingle and begin to merge together to become one sphere of energy that will fully take off, in a sense, from where it is that you have perceived your world to be. And you are at the threshold, you are at the stepping stone, you are standing over, you are already now on the other side. And so now it is about the learning, the cultivation, the energy, the willingness, the discipline, the focus, the trust, the devotion to prepare what is needed within your being to be able to take flight with your angelic wings into the new age.
Thank you, Raphael. And I want to just ask one last question before we open it up to everyone. As we move into this pursuit of bringing these patterns to our conscious awareness, understanding, what's going on with them and making space for them to be free, what is the mindset slash energy that we should be holding before we step into doing this preparation work?
Oh, love, love for who you are. Complete and absolute raw acceptance for everything about who you are in this now moment. Because it might be perceived that you need to change, that in the idea of letting go of old patterns, that you have to be somehow different than who you are. But it is in the complete acceptance of who you are, that that in which you have been holding on to, that might be an addiction, or it might be a behavior that you are carrying, or grief from an old relationships, or patterns around money, or whatever that may be. Those energies cannot come into harmonization until you accept how they already are existing in the presence. And once that energy is cultivated with the support of the beings that will be supporting you in that, then the unzipping of that and the letting go of it with the recognition it does not any longer need to be carried because you are safe. So you will be moving into a feeling of safety in your energetic body. And that is what the horse needs. The horse needs to feel safe. It needs to feel that you're in control, that you know where you're going, that you have clarity, that you're going to show up on time, that your emotions are going to be stable, that your frequency is going to merge with it, that there aren't going to be any crazy sudden movements, that it can count on you, that you have courage, and then it carries you with freedom and exhilaration and great speed and magic and beauty into new realms. And so all of those things we will be deeply working on as you will be assisted by many great avatars who have cultivated that within their own energetic bodies to support you on that journey.
Excellent. Thank you, Raphael. All right. So we're going to take our first question from the group. Pat, Pat Everling. Go ahead.
Hi, Casey.
Hi there.
Angel Raphael. when when we had the experience, I watched on YouTube with Mary Magdalene and with Jeshua. At one point, I fell asleep. Now, I guess I have undiagnosed ADHD. Maybe there are others here that had similar experiences, but I didn't feel that full stepping into my avatar the way I expected to. Um, how do those of us who feel that way, how do we raise our vibrations and get into the frequency that is the one that we need so that we can jump on that horse and ride?
Well, we recognize that many of you fall into sleep, and even if you try very, very hard to stay awake as the transmission is coming through, it will often knock you out. Meaning that it is needed at that time for you to receive it where the mind is still, where the mind is quiet, where you almost go into a sense of amnesia in a sense because we are moving then very deeply into the energetic body, into the cellular body, deep within the essence of who it is that you are, and a stirring is occurring. Something is happening, and although it cannot always, and for many it is deeply, profoundly noticeable within the body, and energetic shifts are felt. For others, there is the sense as if they've gone somewhere and time has stopped and collapsed all around them, and they awaken wondering what happened in between, and I am supposed to now feel different or to have this magic or to be anew, and I'm perhaps feeling the same way that I've always felt. And with that, it takes through time and processes to for the energy to begin to build into the body and for it to begin to expand and to move into spaces and crevices where it starts to open up peak moments and glimpses of piercing through into other dimensions, realms, moving through the veil, through the matrix of glimpses. And so we encourage you to pay attention to magic, to synchronicity, to blessings, and to witness them. And when they appear, even if it is something as simple as a cardinal appearing in the snow on the branch in front of you. Yes. We
It's my mom.
yes. When she appears as your mother in front of you, as you feel that vibration, that is the magic. That is her saying hello. That is you moving through the dimension. And when you do that, then feel that vibration, that joy, that memory that you are eternal, that she is eternal, that she is right there with you, that there is no separation between time and space. As we move into death, there is the grief of those that have been lost, left behind, or that you feel perhaps left behind, but yet they are right there. It is only in the mind that the dimension of the door between the realms has been shut, but it is open. And so when you open to that and receive the energies that come through the transmission and you fall into sleep, it begins to open a pin, an aperture for the arrival of your mother to appear in a magical and symbolic way as the red cardinal appears to you. And so you are receiving the magic in the transmission, but it may not be coming or be cultivated in the way that you think it should be. So be open to how it is, and then begin to place energy and attention and communication on that. And more magic, more symbols, more synchronicities, more visitors from loved ones will start appearing in connections, and you'll start to move on to what we call the ascension timeline, the flow of magic and synchronicity and beauty that comes in tiny increments and shows up and then disappears and then shows up again until it becomes so repetitive and they begin to come closer together that the life stream becomes one magical frequency. And so trust in that process and know that the magic is there.
Thank you so much. Love you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Pat. Um, Anna with two N's. You should be able to unmute yourself. There we go.
Hello, Angel Raphael.
Hello.
Oh, she muted herself. 1 second. Let me try to unmute yourself again. Go ahead.
Could you speak or teach us about Archaea and how we can connect with that energy, and whether you have any advice for this year in general?
Oh, perhaps you can repeat this.
Go ahead and try to unmute yourself now. One more time.
Could you teach us about Archaea and how to connect with this energy, and whether you have any advice for this coming months?
Oh, oh, what is this energy? I do not understand the translation.
Archaea,
You mean the angel?
um, I am not sure.
Mm,
Um,
sure.
Saint Michael uh, mentioned about this.
You need to be sure what you are wanting to ask because your unclarity is creating this confusion and unclarity. What is it you are wanting
I want to know about Archaea, the beings,
and what do you want to know about that
how to connect with that energy.
and why?
Um, because it was mentioned that it's my soul origin energy.
And who told you this?
Saint Michael,
And how did you hear from this from Saint Michael?
through Luther.
Luther. And who is Luther?
Um, he is somebody who uh, there's somebody who do regression or quantum hypnosis.
All right. And so what is it that you are wanting to connect to? Are you speaking of the Octorians? Is this what you are asking?
No, the higher self.
¿Perdón? No compró las. No, que es cueta. Pero
Ah,
oiga,
nice,
que
good,
es.
good, good, good.
Que dijo que para toda la casa.
We're wanting to talk to you for a moment about the higher self. Because it is the higher self is you. You're already your higher self. There is an attunement, a chord, an energy that connects you to that vibration of who it is that you are, that is already embodied within. And the reason that we were in a bit questioning you or having difficulty in the discerning, because this vibration is about discernment itself and a wanting for you to own and embody your own empowerment and to discern who it is that you are and who it is that you are listening to and why you are listening to them and for what purpose and what it is you are seeking. Because you are quite powerful and quite capable, but there is something here on an energetic level in which you have disengaged from your own power center. And so, what we're wanting to do for a minute, as you were speaking of Archangel Michael and his arrival, is his energy is coming in right now and it is beginning to sow something for you. It is beginning to sew up something in which you have given away. And we want you to close your eyes for a moment and just tap in and go back down and spiral into the space and the moment and the time in which you had disconnected from your own power source and given it away to another, because this is a theme that has been carried over in this lifetime that is repetitive. And as we are moving into the death light code, patterns such as this must come to completion. So we are inviting you to go to the seed point, to the origin, to the space, to the moment in which in this lifetime, because this has been carried through a golden thread of energy through many lifetimes, as to where it is that you had relinquished or handed over your power. And we're wanting you to breathe into that moment, and an energy or a flash may start to appear or to arrive, in which you had decided that you had lost your connection to your I am presence, to your higher self, to the known self, to the eternal source of your own divinity, and that in order to find it, it must be anchored or received through the information of another. And as you begin to connect with that, we want you to recognize and to feel as we are beginning to sew. You might be able to feel a sewing happening. And so we're starting to sew up around your heart center, and we're moving down, down, down into the solar plexus as we are starting to move the energy there and open a space. And I want you to feel a light coming now directly from the great central sun into your solar plexus. And after we are finished speaking, we're wanting you to go and lay down and to allow this light from the great central sun, these plasmic codes of information, to move into the solar plexus and to open up into the surrender position as they are arriving into your energetic body. And this is for anyone at this moment in time listening to this who is feeling a quickening within the energetic body around this space on a soul monad level, who has realized that they have literally given away their power and have lost it along the way, in which it is time to reclaim it. For all of you, as you begin to step over this threshold, moving through the death portal, anything in which you have given away your power will need to be reclaimed and reinstated within your energetic body in order to be the rider on this horse. And so, as you allow this energy to come into the solar plexus, we'll be working with you now for a period of time for the next 3 days. For any of you who have felt that, as you begin to bring in and cultivate, reclaim, and bring in toward your energetic body in the recognition of anywhere through any relationship, any behavior, in the workplace, any connection on a karmic level in which you have surrendered or handed over your power to another, and you begin to reclaim it, energetically ground it, and bring it down. We're also encouraging you to speak from a deeply guttural, grounded space within your body as you stand grounded in the fullness of who you are in a deeper voice. So we want you to lower your voice, come into your power, own who it is that you are, recognize that the divine is already within you. It is not something that you have to go seeking for. It resides inside. Reclaim the power, own it, seal, and sew it back in as it begins to move back into the energetic field, and it begins to click in, and you begin to feel a remembering and an embodiment and an opening to who it is that you are. We encourage you now to turn off your camera, to go lie down, as we have a team who will be working with you on this at this now moment. So it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Raphael. All right. Thank you, Anna. Brenda, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Casey. Raphael, have human beings accurately perceived the concepts of polarity, opposites, duality on Earth? And what is the evolution of these concepts in the higher frequencies and vibrations that are coming in?
What is it your perception of them is changing as you are moving away from black and white, right and wrong, up and down, the moon and the sun, into the 0 point, unifying them and recognizing that as above, so below, that the heavens and perhaps even the underworld, which has been deeply demonized, are all coherent within themselves and deeply valued as the masculine and the feminine come into the unified field within your energetic bodies. And so the perception to date has been somewhat discombobulated in a sense, in which one appears to see things as good or bad, or right or wrong, or black or white. But you will be moving more and more into a neutral state, which means a releasing of judgment and a willingness to be the witness of the unfolding of what is from a new perspective and perception in its own divine perfection. And with that perception and that lens in which one is perceiving, things automatically through that lens come back into coherence and within the unified field, and the acceptance of the importance of duality itself. For duality in itself is the essence of the frequency of the embodiment of what is unfolding here in the human experience, and is not to be something to be demonized or seen as negative unless it moves into the extreme in which one is judged as to move into a state of hierarchy of one is greater or less than another. But it is through the state of neutrality, in the stillness of the presence and the openness of being able to energetically hold and maintain the vibration of both simultaneously, in which you move into the unified field. And that is the perception in which you are all entering into at this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Brenda. All right. Kiva, go ahead. You're muted, Kiva. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How do Gaia's living networks, the ley lines, membranes, and song lines, carry memory and healing through the earth? And how may we, through intention, presence, and right relationships, receive and assist the awakening of sacred sites and their codes for all highest good?
Well, it is a mirror of your own meridians and energetic body. And as you are awakening, it is awakening. And as it is awakening, you are awakening, for you cannot be separated. You are one. And so, as more attention is brought to the ley lines and the plasmic codes and energies that reside within them, and the energetic beings that have been holding the perpetual flames of lights for eons and thousands of years and periods of time to maintain and stabilize the structures and frequencies of the earth, they are also assisting within the human body. And the sites themselves are the major organs, the anchor points along the planet, or in some regards are even perhaps perceived as the chakra systems, as it is a mirrored reflection, of course, between the human in its physiology and that of the earth and its physical vehicle itself, as a mirrored reflection as one. And so when you are called to go into work with the ley lines and to do repair of their energetic systems that sadly have been at times disconnected purposely, because when they are fully lit up and in alignment and carrying out the galactic energies and the waters that run through them and the vibrations of the plasma energy fields, their magnetic vibration brings you into a specific state, and that state is mirrored then within the body. And so the light body of the planet and the light body of the human mirror one another. And so when you feel called to specific locations, often it means that something that is a mirror of that location or sacred place is sacred within the dwelling of your own physiology that is asking to come into union, into healing, into awakening. So you might feel a need to go and to place a crystal, or to meditate, or to tone, or to fly to a specific location. And as you start to mirror the travels and the unfolding of this and the healing that takes place in the ley lines, which is the mirroring of the meridians and the blood flow moving through literally the veins of the body and the organs and cells and the tissues, you recognize that the lighting up of the energetic field on the planet lights up the body. And so many people are drawn across the planet to do this work that you call grid work. And in doing so, not only is there a a repair and a restoration of the original blueprint of Mother Gaia as she comes into harmonization within her own energetic field and returns to her original state, and her blueprint is amplified. It creates a quickening in the light body of all of those who walk on the planet, not only of the human race, but the animal kingdom, crystal kingdom, plant kingdom, etc. And so this is powerful and profound work, and it is simply through the intention and connection and aligning through and attuning to higher realms and the remembering from many lifetimes of walking the planet when you were fully in a coherent understanding of your relationship to it and its sites that begins to amplify and accelerate the ascension process. And so at this time, we want to support and thank you for such work that you and many have done in regard to this, and know that it has a profound and powerful impact on the collective.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you. So, Becca, go ahead.
Hello, Angel Raphael. This is
Hello.
Hi. I have a question about the relationship between our water bodies and telepathy. I read a Pleiadian channeled book, and they said that that's really was the root of telepathy, is a transmission from one water body to another. And I'd love to learn more about this.
Well, we are madly in love with the water. The water is everything. The water will carry you into the next realm. The consciousness of the water and your relationship and connection to it and telepathic communication with it opens up avenues that merge you with the living planet of Mother Earth and Gaia herself, not only within inside her and deep within the inner earth and the core of her energies that are bubbling and surfacing as many energies are arriving on your planet and appearing here that have been in realms that could not be seen. It also has deep connections and relationships to your galactic families. And so it is the carrier of information and energy, or you might say, as you were speaking, telepathic communication between dimensions, realms, and worlds, places that dwell inside the earth, places that dwell in the earth itself, places that dwell inside your body, places that dwell inside the fruit, inside the tree, inside the rivers and the oceans and the dolphins and the whales and the galactic beings and the stars, in the comets. It is the connector. It connects everything. Water is everywhere in all life, all around the universe. It is a substance that unifies all realms. And so if all of you begin to come into stronger relationship with it, you begin to send messages to it, you begin to communicate to it and love it and work with it, it then is a transmitter of information that is sent to the galactic core, to the beings of light, to where it is that I am. It is a way of telepathic communication because its messages can travel through time and space. They can travel into the inner primordial waters and into the galactic core and through your body and into the deepest recesses of the ocean floor and around your planet, and then circulate as they begin to rain upon you as you lay out in the grass, and as they move through your pipes and you drink it, it circulates these messages. And so when the water is encoded with the consciousness of love and a relationship is cultivated between the two, it creates telepathic communications with multiple realities, dimensions that moved up into 9, 10, 11, 12 dimensions and beyond into the core of the energetic origin itself. And so it is a great conductor of information. And as you begin to understand it, it will surpass any technological or artificial way of connection or communication. And as you will be receiving more galactic, interstellar communication with energies that will be arriving and coming at a much faster pace as you move into this year on your planet and relationships and attunement to these vibrations, one of your ways to communicate with interstellar vibrations is going to be, and with the divas, the elementals, the fairies, the beings that seem to have disappeared from your experience and are only in your mythological teachings that are still deeply present all around you. Water is the way in which communication between these realms can take place. And so we deeply encourage the study, the connection, the love, the communication, and a deepening of your relationship, all of you, with water, and a willingness to take a time to work with it as you begin to communicate with it. And through your intention, it changes its structure, as you are well aware of, but it also will communicate back to you. And as you begin to move into relationship and communication with it, you can then ask it to send information, communication, signals to other places and other dimensions. So it is a portal, in a sense, to other realms, and it is vital in your ascension process.
Amazing. Thank you. All right. Margarita.
Thank you so much for taking my call, my question. And um, eh, Congratulations on your wedding. it, San Rafael, humbly, I'm asking, and I'm curious about how it will be in this lifetime, the relationship with our families and with our communities that are not looking for evolving or aligning with the higher energies and frequencies of this time. How it will be our relationship with them? It will be like we still be able to yes.
Yes, we understand. There will be a few things for sometimes in the interim of a quickening in the vibration. For some will lose a sense of connection with others who perhaps are still maintaining a strong structure in the third dimension. However, once the frequency reaches a specific level, and although we do not like to speak in hierarchy, but a vibration of real wholeness, everything will be encompassed within that. And you will be able to fully, unconditionally accept and love exactly where they are on their journey and in their frequency without judgment. And because of that, they will remain as long as there is a mutual understanding and clarity on a soul level within your sphere. And so often there is a concern that if one is evolving at a rapid pace and another in the family, or you start to lose touch with each other because your frequencies separate so much that you are no longer even in one another's reality, because the realities are operating from a different spectrum on a vibrational level. And there is truth to that, and that will to some degree occur. But simultaneously, if there is a strong connection and a willingness and a wanting to remain connected, even though the vibrations may be feeling separated or different in the quality of their expression, once the one who is consciously seeking to evolve reaches a certain level, they are able to embody and embrace all levels of consciousness without judgment, full acceptance from a place of purity and love, in which case they are walking parallel along with others who have not chosen to step into the awakened journey, but still are walking along a path with them, and they walk that path with acceptance and compassion of their journey, their process, and where they are. And so there are parallel things happening here simultaneously. And so it is very dependent upon the intention one may have. So one may have the intention that through their evolutionary journey, things will fall away and people will deeply fall away and relationships will change and shift because they are no longer a vibrational match. And that will occur, yes. But if there is deep, strong bonds or it is part of a soul family, or unit, there is often a prior agreement that one will awaken at a rapid pace while the other may be maintaining more of a 3D structure as part of their evolutionary journey. And that leap in consciousness from the one who is consciously making that choice will be aware of their part and participation in the evolution of the soul unit and will accept them fully where they are. And then you will be able to parallel move together in union through this journey. Although in some ways you might often feel like you are parallel playing and you are living together but a bit separate but together, and then you intertwine together and then move out away as if you're in the same dwelling or household. Your experiences may feel different, but there will be times of intersection points and great love between you. And so we encourage all of you to let go of this worry that if you are evolving at a quickened pace, that somehow others will be left behind that you love. Because if there is great love there and they are part of your soul family, they will maintain within your sphere of influence. However, there is also times in which it will be necessary for disconnection, and the relationships will dissolve as they will go off in their own spheres of energies, and you will be more attracted to vibrations that are akin or alike to the frequency you are embodying at any given moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perhaps one more for the body vessel is tired.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So last question, Craig and Lori, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes, I have a general question around dyslexia. My husband has had dyslexia all of his life, and I know that there's a large body of individuals here on Earth who have had dyslexia. I'm curious whether that is a gift that he has that is maybe he has no knowledge of the gift portion, but it's always been looked down upon. And I know other people have ADHD and things of that nature. Is there something about dyslexia that is a gift rather than an impediment?
He is very ahead of his time in many ways. Dyslexia is the mind mirroring it to itself, recognizing the holographic field on a much higher energetic level. And then it can also create confusion in the structure of the 3D unfolding of time and space. And so there is a part of his energetic body that has made a leap in consciousness. And like many things that are labeled, such as autism or ADHD and many other disorders, in a sense, they are often souls who are way ahead of their time, and their creative aspects are not able to be embodied. And so the ridicule and the shame that can come around it due to the structure of current educational systems, which will be, by the way, disappearing at a rapid rapid pace that label and box others in certain categories can then turn off that creative aspect and be very detrimental to the soul as it begins to see it as a detriment. But of course, like all things, there is always a gift beneath the surface, not always packaged in a way with a big, beautiful bow that is easy to recognize. But when opened and looked into at a deeper level, the depth and mystery of the gift is revealed with great beauty and understanding, as it is a mirrored reflection and an opportunity to visualize, to see, and to perceive the world from a different perspective that is quite needed for your planet at this time. With that, I send to all of you all of my love and all of my light, looking forward to stepping through and over the threshold as many beings are preparing to receive you and carry you along through this year of 2026 as you ride the horse into the sunset, leaving behind what no longer serves you at a rapid speed into a new year filled with prosperity, joy, abundance, and love. Many blessings and good day.
Good.
Mm, mm. All right. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for being here. Ready to step over that threshold. I'm excited to be on this journey with you over the next 4 or 5 years with the light codes and beginning with the death code in a couple weeks. I'll see you there. I love you all so much. Thanks for joining today. Our next free call will be on Wednesday at 3 o'clock p.m. We'll be back on schedule now that the holidays are over. It's open to everyone. Share with your friends and family, and we'll see you there. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe. We would love that. Thanks so much and have a great day. Mwah. Bye, everybody. Bye. Love, love.